If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Welcome everyone to Open Mic America. I'm Daphne Ramil, your show host and your engineer today, and I'm joined by Capo Dave Williams, our founder and interviewing host. Our mission is to support your local open mics, and it's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events. Without gimmicks and frills, this is the beating heart of American music, that tapestry of story and song that's been weaving us together for generations. And now let us introduce all of our performers. We hope that our friend Diane Battistello will be able to join us. She had some technical difficulties and she's back. Yay! Okay, so it's Diane Battistello from Norton, Massachusetts, Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts, you can wave, Mike Simpson from Saratoga, California, Pat Buckna from Powell River, British Columbia. We have John Stano from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Lisa Jeannette from Westchester, Pennsylvania, Kirby Heard from High Point, North Carolina, and Dennis and Charlene Trip McCool from the old school in Holly Springs, North Carolina. Peter LaCare from Nashua, New Hampshire. And last but not least, of course, is Cowboy Rex from Phoenix, Arizona. And welcome, everybody. So, our first guest today will be Diane Battistello from Norton, Massachusetts, and her open mic is the Hearing Room, and I lost where it is, but maybe you could just tell us, Diane, before you sing. Aha, in New Hampshire. Ah, you're good. Oh, she's plugging her microphone in. That always helps.
How's that? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, good.
Yay, Diane.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back. This is just live music for you all, right? And that's
Thank
what
you.
happens.
That's funny because I can't hear my voice at all.
But you're coming through loud and clear for us.
Okay, that's great. Well, I go to the Hearing Room in New Hampshire, but it's a virtual open mic, so I actually don't know where they are. I think they have a shop in Williams, New Hampshire. I'm not sure, but Peter, who's coming on a little bit later, goes to the same open mic, so he'll tell you all about it. It's so
Diane,
nice.
Since
Yes.
you got discombobulated, let's do another quick sound check to get you back on track. We had a little problem here. Okay.
Thanks. Do 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 do.
That sounds good.
Cool. Okay. Well, my first song is an older song. I wrote it a few years ago. My heart is with everybody in Ukraine, and the war is just awful. There's a lot of other conflict out there in the world that doesn't get the media that this war is getting. So as horrible as it is, I want to draw attention to a conflict that's going on in the Congo. It's been going on for quite a while. And this song is called Gold, Diamonds, Tin Ore, and it's about the conflict minerals in the Congo. Deep in the Congo, riches abound. minerals abundant in the ground. Rebels and armies keep the country at war, so they can steal all the gold, the diamonds, tin ore. Fear creeps through the jungle, gunshots around. Smoke fills the horizon, the village burns down, down into the night. Families flee, and they know if they get caught, they'll live their lives in slavery. They'll be forced to dig gold, diamonds, tin ore. Children, little children, abducted every night. They're force-fed cocaine and alcohol. They're handed an AK-47 and they're made to fight. Well, black market minerals are smuggled up and down the hills. Little children dressed like soldiers know if they don't shoot those guns, they'll be killed. Gold, diamonds, tin ore. Why? Minerals, a hot commodity used by every single high-tech company. Your smartphone, your laptop, our cars, every single circuit board. It's all fuel for the war on the gold, diamonds, tin ore. Why do these people, native people, live such tortured lives? Why must little children be forced to carry weapons? And why must they be forced to fight? The riches in the ground lie just below their feet. And it's a handsome profit for somebody else, for somebody else, for somebody else to keep. Gold, diamonds, tin ore. Stop the war. Stop the war. Stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great.
That was awesome.
Thank you,
Oh
everybody.
gosh, I'm so glad you shared that with us, Diane.
Thank you, Daphne.
Very nice.
Totally.
I wish that it would get more media attention. There has been a lot of change in the past few years, but it's still an issue. It says my original sound is off, so let's try that. Okay, so
So what? So Diane,
Yes.
if it says it's off, turn it on.
I did, yeah.
Good.
Okay. So I'm going to leave you with a spiritual song. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates. Happy Passover, people who celebrate. This is a song I wrote for my uncle when he was dying of cancer, and I send it to anyone who's on a journey home. When the good Lord calls me out. Sorry, wait a minute. I'm still a little shook up here. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta make sure I have the words in front of me in case I forget. When the good Lord calls me, I'll go, I'll go. When the good Lord calls for me, I'll go. Lift me up, I have no wings, I cannot fly. Lift me up to your castle in the sky. My bags are packed, I'm ready and I'm waiting on the road. The nights are long, so long. Tell me you'll soon be coming, and I will not lose my faith. I'll listen for the sweet, sweet song. When the good Lord calls me, I'll go, I'll go. When the good Lord calls for me, Lift me up, I have no wings, I cannot fly. Lift me up to your castle in the sky. I've been walking down this road for so long now, and the nights are dark, so dark. Shine your light upon me, please, so I do not get lost. I'm searching for a home in your heart. When the good Lord calls me, I'll go, I'll go. When the good Lord calls for me, I'll go. Lift me up, I have no wings, I cannot fly. Lift me up to your castle in the sky. My clothes are worn and tattered now, and I'm weary from the road. The nights are cold, so cold. Your radiance would warm me, wrap me in your golden glow, and soothe my weary soul. When the good Lord calls me, I'll go, I'll go. When the good Lord calls for me, I'll go. Lift me up, I have no wings, I cannot fly. Lift me up to your castle in the sky. Lift me up, I have no wings, I cannot fly. Lift me up to your castle in the sky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
For everyone.
What an inspiring way to start this, Diane. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Just
What a-
incredible.
What a touching song, Diane.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much.
I have no wings, lift me up. Boy, I can relate to that. Talk a little bit about your early days playing when you first started playing in front of people. Maybe a memory that you have of a venue, and kind of paint us a picture of what it was like to be there and to feel that and the people, and give us a little taste of that, if you will. Something.
Well, that's a tough question. I first started at open mics, and the people are so supportive at open mics. I'm kind of a nervous person, so I shake a little bit and get to the stage and turn around and go back, say no, I can't do it. And everybody in the community just kind of said, yes, you can do it, and kind of pushed me up, and I couldn't be doing what I'm doing tonight without the people that were here a year ago showing me how to do the virtual open mics and telling me, yes, you can do it. So it's been a lot of fun learning this, and I'm so grateful to the community that I have. Our music community in this area is just wonderful. And what you guys do here at Open Mic America is just wonderful too. Really well
Thanks,
thought
Diane.
out.
Great having you on the show.
Thank you for
Welcome back.
having me. Thank you.
Take care.
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you for telling us a little bit about that too. And now we're going to go to our next performer, who is Neil Dale from Bedford, Massachusetts. And Neil plays at One Broadway Collective in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Their open mic is on Sunday afternoons, live and streaming. And I'm going to spotlight Neil, and I think I have to do this, and then I have to do that. And now we have Neil on the spotlight. Take it away. You got the stage all to yourself.
Okay, I'm not spotlighted myself, but I'm assuming you got it right. So I'm doing a pair of songs tonight that they're kind of good cop, bad cop. I'll do the bad cop first. They're both on my favorite, the subject that I mostly sing about, which is Earth. This one's called The Woman Out There. There's a woman out there singing in the silence, a woman out there sighing in the sea, a woman out there is blowing in the meadow. There's a woman out there sitting in a tree. There's a woman out there tapping on the window, woman out there where the ice is thin. There's a woman out there says she's your mother. There's a woman out there, better let her in. Oh, how we loved our gardens, we took such pride in our lawns. We didn't know the words were slipping away, didn't know the insects were gone. There's a woman out there blowing in the wind. There's a woman out there running with the waves in the open ocean, flying in the foam when the waves get tall, biting soft with the forest catbird, digging in the dirt, little now small. There's a woman out there baking in the sunlight, woman out there getting pretty warm. There's a woman out there turning in a circle. There's a woman out there brewing up a storm. Airplanes flew over the oceans, and cars rushed over the land, while clouds of invisible vapor were turning our meadows to sand. There's a woman out there looking at the cities. There's a woman out there underneath your lawn. There's a woman out there, and we better not forget her, or the woman out there says we'll be gone. There's a woman out there tapping on the window, a woman out there where the ice is thin. There's a woman out there says she's your mother. There's a woman out there, we better let her in. 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 Better let her in.
Good one.
Yeah. Bravo. Yeah. I love the fade out, Neil.
Yeah. So this is, well, anyway, these are both pretty recent. So I guess these are the most recent songs I've written. This one's called Start From Here. I never had a banana till I lived in Africa. I never had a strawberry until I went to France. I don't know where the grocery stores get all the junk they're selling us, but when you taste the real thing, you will just get up and dance. Oh, thank you, mama, thank you, mama, thank you. Thank you for the butterflies and thank you for the deer. Thank you for the open road and for the legs to walk it with. No matter where you want to go, you want to start from here. I never ate potato until I ate one in Peru. I never have smelled a rose until I traveled to Iran. We've got to clean our basements of the hatred and the ignorance, and the lovers and the healers are all doing what they can. Oh, thank you, mama, thank you, mama, thank you. Thank you for the butterflies and thank you for the deer. Thank you for the open road and for the legs to walk it with. No matter where you want to go, you want to start from here. If they're standing up in China, we must be upside down in Boston. When they're waking up in India, they're fast asleep in Spain. Bacteria are everywhere in oceans and intestines. They sail up in the summer sky and then they make it rain. Oh, thank you, mama, thank you, mama, thank you. Thank you for the butterflies, and thank you for the deer. Thank you for the open road and for the legs to walk it with. No matter where you want to go, you'll want to start from here. I'll probably never hear the sound of rain in Indonesia. I don't have to see it all, she's here in every part. I'm singing in a symphony with Mother Earth conducting. I don't have far to look for her, she beats time in my heart. Oh, thank you, Mama, thank you, Mama, thank you. Thank you for the summer skies and thank you for the deer. Thank you for the open road and for the legs to walk it with. No matter where you want to go, you'll want to start from
Sweet.
Bravo!
Yay.
You have quite the imagination, Neil.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Neil. You have songs that are always political and social, and I really like that. What how did you come to be that type song? What is your background to get you to a place where you're always writing songs that are about something?
You know, the meaning comes first. But there's something else that has to come in. You know, it comes in a dream, or sometimes it's just one note, but it's sort of that one note implies the whole song. So, but you can't just write from meaning because it's really boring or turgid. You know what I mean? But I mean, I studied geology in college, and it just didn't go anywhere. You know, like evolution was survival of the fittest and get used to it. You know, and that's all that there was. And then slowly the idea of cooperation started to filter into it, and suddenly the whole history of the earth is new, and she's a living being. And so I've just been totally excited about that for the last 20 years. That's really kind of what I do, is just I write about it. It might not seem like it in the songs, but that's really what I'm always writing about.
It seems like it's something fundamental that everybody forgot, which is the social compact to begin with.
That's right.
Don't build a smoky fire in the back of the cave because we'll all choke. That kind of thing. It all starts there, and
That's right.
built to the golden rule, etc. So,
well, you know, it's just our civilization that's lost it. We're about like a 2-year-old. You know, Native American culture. Some of them have been living with this notion for thousands of years. So they're the adults in the room right now, as far as I'm concerned.
100%, I agree with you. Yeah.
You know, I'm giving a concert about this the day after Earth Day at the One Broadway Collaborative that you mentioned. So I'm going to be. It's like an hour and a half. I'm doing songs and explaining some of the ecology behind the idea that the Earth is alive. So it's a program that I'm looking forward to with some trepidation. As you can tell, I get pretty nervous, but God.
Keep bringing it, Neil. We love your stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're muted, Daphne.
Daphne, you're muted.
Daphne, you're muted.
Blah, 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 wah, wah, wah. Okay. A lot of buttons to push is what I was saying, and sometimes I miss some of them, but here we are. So, thank you, Neil, for that. Thank you for the interview, Dave. And next we have someone back with us who I'm proud to call my friend, too, and that would be Mike Simpson from Saratoga, California. And although he didn't say it, I know that he hosts songwriting groups, and he said he likes to play music with the South Bay folks in San Jose and Open Mic Corona, which is virtual. Take it away, Mike.
Thank you, Daphne. Yeah, I do a works in progress thing with the West Coast songwriters once a month. Lovely bunch of people that are big on sharing their songwriting trials and tribulations and tunes and all this. This one here actually came from a joke that my grandfather told me, but I'm not sure I should tell the joke here. But this one's about, well, you'll figure it out, I think, pretty easily. Here, turn one button on here. Go, little guitar. First time out, you looked at me so, smoke in your eyes so that I would know. You said it's nice holding hands. I can tell you got plans, but I'm gonna go unless we get up and dance, dance, dance. Later in the kitchen, when supper was done, we washed up all the dishes, one by one, scrubbed all the pots, set them all out to dry. I said, hey, look, we dance when we don't even try, dance, dance. Oh, my hands on your shoulders, your hands on my hips. I wanna spin you a double, put that smile on your lips, dip you down to the bottom, twirl you fast once more, balance and swing, put a show on the floor, dance, 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 dance. And then when the band plays slow, I pull you close, making sure you know. Put my hand in your hip pocket, you put your hand in mine, and we're out the door, closing time, dance, dance. Through the door at home together, I carry you right there in my arms like bridegrooms do, and held from together, leaving nothing to chance. Move to our rhythm as we lay down and dance, dance, dance. Hold my hands on your shoulders, hands on your hips. Wanna kiss you hard, put that smile on your lips. Gonna hold you tight, get you down to the floor, dancing, dancing, dancing in your arms once more. Dance, dance, I swing and sway, dance, dance. It's our natural way, dance, dance. As we move along, dance, dance.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Nice.
There's groove to it.
Oh, made me want to dance for sure.
Yeah.
Woo! Chair dancing.
Yeah. All right, gonna switch instruments, gonna switch themes, gonna switch moods here, and let's see how we're doing. That seems somehow more or less in tune. So I'm here in one of the principal bedroom communities for Silicon Valley, and I know a lot of engineers. I myself have been told that I am not an engineer, that I am a scientist by nature and thought and practice, and I agree with that. But I've known a lot of engineers, and one of the things that they're really good at is avoiding any contact with unnecessary emotion, which is not always the firmest foundation on which to place a relationship. If you ask me to compute, you'll find I'm quite astute. If you ask me how I feel, I am not sure what is real. Self-revelation fills me up with fear. Sorry, but I'm an engineer. I can work by rule of thumb and predict complex outcomes, but if I have to guess what I should say about your dress, I'm afraid I'm not the one to say, my dear. Sorry, I'm just an engineer. I can read a recipe if I must cook and follow well-laid plans out of a book. And I can improvise to reduce the footprint size of code or guidance systems or procedures I devise. But in matters of romance, I simply have not got a chance. And when I'm guessing if you're mad, you've seen that I'm real bad. When I pick out flowers, they're just wrong. And even when apologizing in a song, I suspect you are not mollified, my dear. Sorry, I'm afraid I'm only hoping you won't leave me lonely. In the end, I'm just an engineer. Just an engineer. Just an engineer.
Nice job.
Oh, yeah.
Great song.
I need to write a whole musical now, huh?
Delightful songs, Mike. Delightful. Well, I've known you now, I guess it's about 8 years. I came out to California and encountered you over at the South Bay folks, and you were always the guy that had the best skills, songs, and you continue to amaze me. You might walk into an open mic and Mike Simpson would be playing a song and you're thinking you're listening to some jazz standard that was written years ago and recorded many times over, and you find out that he wrote it last week. So I would like to ask you, how you came to be the writer that you are. Take me back to a long time ago when you started to write songs. How that all gelled in your mind, how you were able to do that.
Well, the very first songs that I wrote were just melodies. They were fiddle tunes that we would play on the porch, and I would teach them to one person, they teach it to another, and they teach it to the banjo player and all that, and then we'd play that and add that into the list of the fiddle tunes that we would play, and mostly they were pretty terrible. So then later on.
So that was your family? You were playing with your family?
Yeah, family and neighbors, which where I come from is about the same thing. Out on the porch.
Very nice. Where was that?
Southeastern Kansas.
So sitting actually sitting on the porch, and the neighbors come by, and you're playing music on the porch, family and neighbors.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, go on.
But that was mostly in the summers because we moved early. We moved out to the East Coast, and then I got involved as a boy soprano in classical training and performance and stuff like that. And so that gave me a lot more, because I had to learn music theory and all for that. So by the time I was really starting to play the guitar and occasionally write songs at about age 9 or 10, I was already working within a fairly structured musical environment rather than just what came out of my ear. And then when I was involved as with my wife, I met my wife at a Lutheran church nearby, and we became part of their sort of high school and early college group. We were a little older than that, and so we sort of led that. And so I would write songs about the kind of spiritual issues that those people were having, to sort of help codify and to compress, the things they were doing. I didn't really start writing a lot in bossa nova until I was probably 22 or 23. And I started with what I still do is I will take like Beatles songs and turn them into bossa nova. I do "Fool on the Hill" as a bossa, things like that. I'm just very fond of the musical form. It was something my parents had a lot of records. I was fortunate when I was in junior high to go to Brazil and spend a little bit of time down there hearing the music in its native environment, as it were, live forms kind of thing, and it just captivated me. And the chords that you use for that, everybody thinks they're really hard. They're really not. If they were really hard, I couldn't do them. But that type of guitar work, Joe Beam and Nascimento and all those people, I liked it a lot, and I find it easy to write within that form. I guess that answers your question.
Thank you for sharing that. Very interesting. Now, I was wondering where all that bossa nova came from. So now I know. And your background, certainly, you've been around the block many, 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 many times, and that explains a lot your skills today, which are impressive. Thanks a lot, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thanks for what you do to make this happen, there, David.
Thank you.
Hey, and thank you to you both. I'm trying to remove your spotlight, Dave, and every time I try to do that, I make you just sweat until it actually happens. Ta-da! There we go. So I've known you for a long time, Mike, and I never heard that story either. Great going, Dave, pulling that out of him. That was wonderful music. Thank you. And now we're going to go to British Columbia to hear Pat Buckna, who's from Powell River, British Columbia. And let's see, I'm going to find him and spotlight him, but I'm also going to tell a little about what he told us. He said he hosts a virtual monthly open mic at 2 p.m. on Sundays. So you're doing double duty today, a double header, huh? They have participants from all over the continent. And if you're on Facebook, you'll find the upcoming one next Sunday, which is April 27th. There's a big link here. I don't think I want to say out all the letters of the link. That's a bit much. But Pat is inviting you to send him an email to ask him about it. And that would be P. Buckna, you can see his name right down there, at telus.net. Or maybe he can just say the name of the open mic and people can look it up on Facebook themselves. So take it away, Pat.
Alrighty, thank you. This is a bit of an homage to the singer-songwriter. Let's sing some Dylan or Little John Prine. We'll remember the words, at least most of the time. And we'll try not to sing on key, and we'll have a good time singing these songs for you. Let's sing some towns or Little Guy Clark. Writers like that, you know, they tear a hole in your heart. There's so many tunes, not enough time. You wind up singing your life away. I spend a lot of time singing other people's tunes. That's just fine, I get to sing my own songs too. And it doesn't really matter, 'cause it's my favorite thing to do. Just singing these songs with you. There's a time and place for each and every song. A time and place where they all belong. And there's really nothing you can do to get it wrong. So let's all sing our songs today. Well, I woke up this morning, had a tune in my head. It bugged me and it bugged me, drove me straight out of bed. Well, I hummed it and I strummed it till my fingers bled. I played the whole day away. How did it find me? I can't say. Where it had come from in its own special way. It's a mystery for sure, but I'm thankful today to be singing this song for you. Some songs are gifts drop into our hands. Others they're struggles, and they come with big demands. But they're all worth hearing, all should be sung. Each and every one. There's a lot of tunes I could have chosen to do, but this is the one that I chose for you. And I'll try my hardest, even though it's quite new. This is my song for you. So let's sing some Dylan or Little John Prine. We'll remember the words at least 70% of the time. And we'll try to sing on key, and we'll have a good time singing our songs today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I'm sure everybody in this room knows exactly what you're talking about. You said it so well. Wow.
Exactly.
That was fun to play along with, Pat.
Oh, thank you. Well, listen, I'm going to take you back to high school now. Everybody had that teacher, didn't they, in school that they remember. And for me, high school ended in June 1968. There's a tune called Just Chillin'. Across the street at the Dairy Queen, all us cool cats, now we're making the scene. Cutting classes and it feels just fine. Stepping out across the line. Well, he looked out the window and he glanced at his watch. She ain't coming. She ain't coming. She ain't coming. Don't worry, I said, now she'll be here. She's coming. Cleaned out our lockers and we wandered the halls. Well, we're dreaming about the summer and the end of it all. Just glad to be done with this boring high school, those know-nothing teachers and their idiot rules. Well, Principal Brian now, he's such a schmuck. Nasty old Jago, she really sucks. The only one who isn't a pest is our English teacher. Gloria, she's the best. So we stopped by her class just to say goodbye. She waved us in as we were passing by. Well, what's happening, boys? She said with a grin. Well, not much, Gloria. Still hanging in. Well, listen, Gloria, I've got an idea, you'll like it. We're heading over to the Dairy Queen. Come join us. Come with us. Well, Gloria sighed, her voice filled with fear. If someone catches me, it'll end my career. Well, you won't get caught. What do you say? Come on, Gloria. Come out and play. We'll all be there at 2:45. Come join us. Come join us. It'll be a blast. We'll save you a seat. Come on, Gloria. So we ducked out of school and we snuck out the back. Ran across the road and we never looked back. We chose a table with our backs to the wall where we could lean back, keep an eye on it all. Well, he looked out the window and he glanced at his watch. She ain't coming. She ain't coming. Don't worry, I said, she'll be here, she'll make it. There's a teacher at the door, I heard someone cry. There's no way to get out, nowhere to hide. Then Gloria walked in, waved to the crowd, walked up to us. Then she sat down. Well, she let out a laugh and she lit up a smoke. I told you, she said. I told you. I told you. So here we are at the end of the year, cutting classes, sitting right here. Coffee, cigarettes, and frozen treats. Now everyone's chilling across the street at the Dairy Queen. At the Dairy Queen with Gloria, good old Gloria. Oh, Gloria.
I want to meet Gloria.
Hanging.
Two songs that bring us all to places in our own lives and heads, huh?
Great stuff, Pat.
Well, Pat, if you're ever taken in custody and accused of being a folk singer, if I was your lawyer, I'd advise you to cop a plea. Definitely. How long have you been playing solo? You're a guy that is totally comfortable playing solo. Don't need a band. Probably don't want one. Your songs stand all by themselves. So talk about your early days a little bit playing and how you came to be the player you are today.
Well, it was back there in high school, back in the late '60s is when I first started. There, right across from the Dairy Queen, there used to be a music store, Scott's Music, and I used to go and look around and check things out. And I had a guitar, but it wasn't a very good one. And in the window was an old Gibson Dove, and it was $700. And I thought, oh, I really want that guitar, which was a lot of money back then, back in '68. But I finally saved up enough money, and I walked in and I sort of plunked the money down on the counter and gave it to Scott, and walked out with the guitar. And it taught me a lot, and that's sort of when I first started playing in coffee houses. And there weren't too many open mics or song circles back then, but there were a lot of coffee houses where they actually served coffee, and everybody sat around and played tunes. Then I got playing in the clubs and kind of went from there.
So you go back quite a ways. It definitely shows. Thank you so much, Pat. Wonderful songs.
Great. Good to be here. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Pat. I loved listening to them. And who is spotlit? Nobody. Here we go. Now we can see everybody again. I like that. And next we are going to go all the way to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to hear John Stano. And John says that there is a good open mic at the coffee house at Chestnut and Pine in Burlington, Wisconsin. But now he's on Open Mic America, so take it away.
All right. Hi, everybody. This first song I'm going to do for you is a song I wrote for This Is My First Good Guitar. And after a long needed neck repair, it had this song waiting inside of it for me. And I want to thank the folk DJs who've played this one across the United States and also made the finals of the Great American Song Contest. It's called This Old Guitar. Finally fixed the old guitar I hadn't played in many years. Surprised to find that it still held so many joys and fears, from 7,000 yesterdays and favorite songs I'll learn to play, and all the songs that got away from this old guitar. Road trip stickers on the case, a vagabond steps retraced. You're up in 88, the West Coast, now that was great. Even hopped a train or two, and that guitar had hopped him too. Wasn't anything it wouldn't do, soul guitar. Well, when I first saw that Guild 6 string, had my doubts it could be the thing. It was a little small, not a Martin after all. Then the first few chords were strummed, pretty soon a deal was done. A little Guild that had become the soul guitar. Sometimes it plays a little country. Sometimes it plays a little blues. Sometimes it plays a little rock and roll. Well, you pick and choose, but it seems like half the songs it plays are steeped in yesterday. Song I wrote when she went away, song I wrote when she said she'd stay. Wooden box strung with steel, you wouldn't think that it could feel. Somehow it makes it real when I play this old guitar. Well, maybe it's a time machine from when me and the world was green. Desperate blues and half-baked schemes and psychedelic movie scenes. And favorite songs I learned to play from friends I lost along the way. And the song I wrote today on this old guitar. Finally fixed the old guitar I hadn't played in many years.
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah, a real story with a real song.
Thank you.
Soul D40.
Well, the next one I chose for you is kind of a meditation on the nature of the human soul. I thought it might fit well for kind of Easter, Passover, Ramadan kind of thing. Maybe it's closest, maybe a Unitarian Universalist hymn, perhaps, you know, pretty ecumenical. But sometimes I say it's a metaphysical waltz. You have to do the steps in your head. This is called Soul Is. Maybe soul is just a paper bag filled with air. Maybe a little baby who feels when his mother's there. A studio apartment sorely needs new furniture. Your body an electric motor, then soul is the armature. Soul is what soul is. Soul is so simple, like biting an apple or 3-chord blues. Soul is so complicated, like all your unpaid dues. Tired yellow orange sunflower that autumn opens like a hand. A foreign language, sometimes you dream you understand. Soul is what soul is. Soul is some sparrows playing in a leafless tree, chirping and chasing, being exactly who they have to be. Maybe watch steam rising from a sewer grate on a winter's day. A bill you think you owe, turns out you don't have to pay. Slowly, what soul is? soul is a prayer flag that high, clear mountain wind says for you. A tedious job, turns out you don't have to do. Black shiny crow, flying holes through a pale blue sky. The priests are poets, doctors or lawyers, or you or I know what soul is. What soul is.
That was great.
Wonderful song.
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice song. I love the chorus.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Wonderful song, particularly for the religious holiday that everybody is in such distress at this difficult time with all that's going on. You obviously have been playing for quite a long time. I'd like to ask you about your influences, but you can't say John Prine or Bob Dylan, so I got that.
Okay, I won't say that. I think that, I listened to freeform FM radio when I was growing up. And so I would hear Led Zeppelin and the two musicians I can't mention. And then I'd hear these country blues guys like Mississippi John Hurt. And that really did it for me when I heard that guy. But then you'd hear Led Zeppelin, and it would be all over the place. But I was really drawn to those old blues and trying to learn how to finger pick. And I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out from the records, because that was before you could just Google it. You had to get the record, and half the time the lyrics weren't there, and keep putting the needle back. And so that's kind of how I got started.
Yeah, I had that Mississippi John Hurt album where he's just sitting there on the cover like a Buddha, and you just listen to it over and over again. It was so beautiful. And I hear you mixing styles a lot, even in one song.
Yeah, I think that whole early influence of different genres is something that kind of happens when I write songs now. They sound a lot different. I think they have different molds or something that they're put into. Yeah.
And you impress me as a guy who's been to more than a few open mics.
Yeah, I've certainly started doing some of that, and really love the singer-songwriter clubs. Even worked as a cook in a great one in Madison, Wisconsin. And then I could listen to all the musicians who were traveling through for free. And I love people telling stories and playing songs. I love the whole package of, the lone troubadour sitting up there and trying to entertain folks, So, and then I'd get done cooking on Sunday nights, and then we'd do the open mic. So I got to play there too.
Wonderful story. Thanks so much for being on Open Mic America, John.
Thank you,
really
Dave.
appreciate your music. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, thank you so much, John. It's kind of fun that you could do double duty at that place and then develop your music that way. So we're about midway through our show right now, and we have wonderful people coming up. Next up is Lisa Jeannette from Westchester, Pennsylvania. And Lisa plays at a cafe that has a lot of L's in it. And that would be
Melalani.
Melalani, yes, Melalani Cafe in Philadelphia or Steel City, Phoenixville. So there, thank you for helping me with that one. I didn't want to mess it up. Okay, you're on the open mic stage now, so take it away, Lisa.
Thank you. the early 1990s, NASA sent 2,500 jellyfish into space. True story. And they must have gotten a little frisky because they brought back 60,000 jellyfish. Jellyfish and humans are alike in one peculiar way. Jellyfish have calcium, some kind of calcium crystals in the perimeter of their bell that tells them up from down, and we have that in our inner ear. But when they brought the jellyfish that had been born in space back to Earth, they found that they could no longer tell up from down. Sometimes I feel that way too. I wasn't born here, I was born on the moon. I don't know what's up or what's down. I wasn't supposed to leave my home. I wasn't supposed to be found here with gravity holding me close to the ground. I have a resistance to east and to west. I don't want to go either way. With much persistence I'm moving on, but in what direction I cannot say, because gravity is holding me close to the ground. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow. You wouldn't believe if I told you the truth. You won't understand what it meant. Turns out my life was transported here. I was a mad scientist experiment, and they let me go and released me into the cold. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow. Excuse me please, there has been some mistake. I was born to be free and float in outer space. You brought me down to earth, now I can't find my place, and I'm topsy-turvy. I'm topsy-turvy. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm evolving. I am a jellyfish birthed on the moon. I'm revolving and I don't know now, but I'll find my way somehow.
That was awesome.
Amazing.
Wow.
Beautiful song.
Very.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful song. Great performance.
Thank you so much. So that's Jellyfish on the Moon from my album's titled Jellyfish on the Moon, that I released about an hour ago, a year ago, about an hour ago. I just like flipped them like burgers. Okay, so this song is, I posted a meme of Dolly Parton on Facebook, and it was a cute picture of Dolly Parton, and it said, "Feeling cute, think I'll kick Jolene's butt," but not butt, the other word. And another singer-songwriter said, "I think you should write the reply song to Dolly Parton's Jolene." And I'm not usually good with prompts, but for some reason this one hit me. So here is "Don't Blame Me," Jolene's reply. It's me, Jolene, who takes the blame. I hear you yodeling my name every single time you get the chance. You declare that I'm the one who came along and spoiled your fun. You're just using me for your snake dance. Don't blame me. Some say you're the finest woman they've ever seen. I don't want to compete with you. I don't want your man wants me. That song you sing is such a fraud. You spin your tail like Scheherazade, as if you're living or dying depends on me. Your imaginings put me through hell. The truth is stranger than the story you tell. Listen up, the truth will set you free. Don't blame me. Some say you're the finest woman they've ever seen. I don't want to compete with you. I don't want your man wants me. Your man is not the one for me. But if he wants another, cut him loose, set him free. I see the sadness in your eyes, yeah, that's a look I recognize. When a situation's finally seen, and if you didn't think I'd done you wrong, I bet we would get along. We have more in common than it seems. Don't blame me. Some say you're the finest woman they've ever seen. I don't want to compete with you. I don't want your man wants me. Your man is not the one for me. But if he wants another, cut him loose, set him free. But don't blame me. I'd say you're the finest woman I've ever seen. I don't want to compete with you. Don't want to compete with you. I don't want your man, I want you. A little surprise ending.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing songs, Lisa. The jellyfish song. How do you come up with something like that? I have no idea. But you can't forget a song like that. Impossible. As I think about it, gravity's probably responsible for symmetry in most creatures also. And Jolene's revenge. I love it. I love it. I love it. Talk a little bit about, if you will, someone in your life early on that inspired you to start playing music. How did you get hooked on music?
My church organist. Her name was Ann Connigan. She was an amazing church musician, and that's kind of where I would watch her play the organ and the pedals moving and the foot pedals, and I wanted to do that. So they told me I had to learn piano first, so I learned piano so I could play the organ, and then I played the organ. Then I went to college and I have a music degree in double bass classical music. And the guitar, I grew up with brothers that had guitars, and I time-shared their guitars when they weren't looking. So I sort of, that's kind of how that happened.
And at what point did you start to play in public? How old were you, would you say?
I was in my 20s when I first started writing songs and playing at open mics, and then I had, life happened, and I didn't play for like 20 years, and then I met my husband on Match.com, and he had a piano, and I always say I married him for his piano because it's just a beautiful instrument. And the piano just inspired me to start writing again, and he was like, you need to record some of these, so we did, so the rest is history.
Wonderful, wonderful. Love your stuff. Look forward to having you back on Open Mic America. Thanks so much, Lisa.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa. We need to hear more of you. And That was amazing. And now we are going to hear Kirby Heard from High Point, North Carolina. And Kirby plays open mics live at the Odin Brewing in Greensboro and Paddled South Brewing in High Point, North Carolina. And she's also a member of the North Carolina Songwriter Co-op and Southern Songwriter Association, and they both have online open mics. And she gets booked at a place called Summerfield Farms as well. Those sound delightful, like wonderful places. Welcome to Open Mic America again, and here you are.
Thanks for having me back. I think I unmuted myself, yeah. So this first song I'm going to do is a little tribute song. It's called Mandy Jane. She worked so hard for the day began, yellow hair pinned neatly in place, patting out biscuits with her tiny hands. Her motion was so full of grace. Her pinafore apron dusted with flour protected that day's gingham dress. Then she'd go work in town for another 8 hours. After needing her love and our bread, she baked love right into our bread. Warm, loving eyes were as dark as night. Strong features concealed her kind smile, and her granite facade would dissolve with delight when her arms would encircle a child. She raised us simple, never wanting for more, our farm far away from the town. Where the hills kiss the sky and the clouds. The hills kiss the sky and the clouds. Running spring waters kept milk icy cold. Hardy fruit trees, our summertime sweet. Mandy Jane filled our bellies and nurtured our souls. Her smokehouse cured fresh meats. We'd all gather eggs in the early morn, pick the garden before the day's sun. And sometimes at night when our butter she'd churn, I could hear her sweet little hum. In my mind I can still hear her hum. That night she went to glory land. I held her hands in mine and sang to her of love so grand. We'll share in the divine when we meet on the other side. As the memories rushed past me and blurred my sight, I grasped them to keep safe and near. I cried all the way down the mountain that night, forever holding my mother so dear. Forever holding my mother so dear.
Wow, beautiful.
Oh gosh,
Thanks.
Kirby, that was so beautiful.
I apologize for my voice. The pollen here is insufferable. So I'm going to drop this one a capo and hope I'm still in tune. I mean a fret, anyway. And you know, as songwriters, we always change words to the song, so then you get up and to sing it, and it's like, oh, anyway. No sorries, right? This was inspired by being a camp counselor in Colorado when I was in college, and I rode a retired barrel racer. And if you've ever ridden a horse, or if you've ever ridden a retired barrel racer, they drop the shoulder when they turn, and so you kind of got to be paying attention. Anyway, this is a song about a horse and a girl. It's called Grab the Lightning. Three barrels beckon, we breathe as one. Listen to the crowd, imagine our run. Her knees hug me gently as she sits up high. A saddle or a buckle, the ultimate prize. She melts in the saddle, we soar as one. Staccato triplets pound as I run. A dusty wake reveals my trail, my snorts of passion in every exhale. She speaks with no words, we fly without wings. When we grab the lightning, I hear her heart sing. We grab the lightning and I touch the fire. Wind in my face against the wire. Dig heels down and fly to the east. We're a powerful pair when we're unleashed. Odelay, odelay, odelay. She brushes kisses my muzzle, sweeps forelock aside, covers the salty frost from my hide, buries her face in my neck to inhale the smells of the barn and the call of the trail. Some days I run unbridled and free, no saddle, no fenders, just sweet liberty. She's tucked like a jockey clutching my mane. We glide on the wind, we're free of the reins. We speak with no words, we fly without wings. When we grab the lightning, I can hear her heart sing. We grab the lightning and I touch the fire. Wind in my face against the wire. Dig heels down and fly to the east. We're a powerful pair when we're unleashed. Odelay, odelay, odelay. We speak with no words, we fly without wings. When we grab the lightning, I can hear her heart sing.
Wonderful.
That's great.
Yay! Thank you.
Love your yodeling.
Hey, Kirby!
Thank you.
This sounds really good, actually.
Kirby, first song I've heard sung from the viewpoint of a horse. Wonderful song. Wonderful
thank
song.
you.
And the first song that had to be, I didn't catch what you said at the very beginning, a real person, someone that,
It was. I just said it was a tribute song. My singing, I also sing in a bluegrass band, and my singing partner's mother, I met her the night she transitioned, and we sang his gospel song for her. And he tells a lot of stories. He's inspired a number of songs I've written from the stories that he tells when we're on the road. And it's kind of a, it's a tribute song for her. I didn't really know her, but from things that he said. So
that the line about humming and churning butter, I mean, I can totally see that and wish I had been there to see it. And that's so North Carolina, so North Carolina.
Thanks.
Love
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
love it.
She's the
So-
subject of my first record's called Mama's Biscuits, and I'm actually in studio working on another song, another CD. And when I did this one, my producer says, "You're still singing songs about her biscuits, are you?"
Have you been around any other old timers in North Carolina? Of course, I always think of, when I think North Carolina, I'm at Doc Watson, who I've seen several times. But can you talk about any other old timers you've seen down
Well,
there?
I'm an old timer. Oh, you don't mean that. Well, I hate to put people in categories, but I've been to some songwriting workshops. They call them retreats. I call them advances, with some real greats like Kathy Fink and Marcy Marxer and Alice Gerard. Now, I don't want to call them old timers because that makes us all sound old, but I respect their songwriting and their craft a lot. I never got to see Doc, but
Thanks for sharing that with us. Totally
thanks for
enjoyed
having
your
me again.
songs. Wonderful
I love it. Thank you
songs.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kirby. That was inspiring to hear. And I'm going to send you a message about Kathy Fink, because I have hundreds of children in school who love a Kathy Fink song. So I'm glad you mentioned her. Your songs were just beautiful and such
Thanks so much,
storytelling, such storytelling. So now we are going to stay in North Carolina. We're not going very far. To hear Dennis and Charlene trip McCool from the old school. So let's get them spotlit here. And they can be seen at Doherty's Pub in Apex and Cary, and you can find the dates on Facebook. Look up Trip McCool is, I guess, the way to do it. And just so everyone knows, I'm sorry, you're about to play, but we will have links to all the performers' websites and online presence, so people who are watching can find you later. But now you're on Open Mic America. Take the stage.
2, 3. Walking through the woods a Sunday morning, something stirring up my blood. The dirt bikes and the ATVs are blurred like paradise to ruts and mud. They're coming out of nowhere now, the air it smells of gasoline and smoke. The dog and I, we scrambled to the side. I'd like to curse, but I just choke. If you walk a trail of black, there ain't no like coming back. Let me live my life serene. Let me walk a trail of green. If you stop for just a moment and we look not up ahead but look behind, the wake of pure destruction that we're leaving, oh my God, it is a crime. They're coming out of nowhere now, the air it smells of gasoline and smoke. I take the little flatly leading back to the pasture of my soul. If you walk a trail of black, there ain't no like coming back. Let me live my life serene. Let me walk a trail of green. Take a charge. Saws are screaming as they level off a stand, a longleaf pine. 500 tacky boxes and a twisted maze of streets they leave behind. Our summits ever forward leads us streams of gold. Leave the scenery, I beg you, for the old man and his dog. If you walk a trail of black, there ain't no like coming back. Let me live my life serene. Let me walk a trail of green. Now if you walk a trail of black, there ain't no like coming back. Let me live my life serene. Let me walk a trail of green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Go.
All right. Well. That is North Carolina for you right there, where they're building like mad right behind my house. Of course, I guess we're part of the problem coming down from New Jersey, about, 12 years ago, Shar? something like that. And we walk all these beautiful trails back in the woods there. And geez, now it's, it's becoming, like a little dangerous. Like the dirt bikes come flying around the corners. You got to jump out of the way. And the screaming saws cutting off these old ancient trees. It's just a shame. But I guess we're part of the problem too, aren't we? Yeah. Well, we'll do one about a more current problem, and one a lot more devastating than our little problem of overbuilding in our backyard. This is a brand new one for us. We just wrote this. And it is about the problems over in Ukraine. Here we go. Life was good for me and Joseph strolling through the park. I noticed flowers bloom in spring. It found us and the baby cried. People yelling, all confusion. Is it real or just illusion? Am I screaming? Am I dreaming? Have I lost my mind? How do you stop the day, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, the world's exploding like the burning trees. Oh, how do you stop the day, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, the world's exploding like the burning trees. Rockets raining, all this chaos, running back to our apartment, grabbing clothes and the baby's blanket, panic in our eyes. Joseph kissed his dying mother, pulling close. I heard him shudder, then to me he says, my lover, I must stand and fight. How do you stop the day, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, the world's exploding like the burning trees. Oh, how do you stop the day, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, the world's exploding like the burning trees. The old men talk and watch the baby play. Now it was lovely in the evening, Joseph and the birds are singing. Where to nest we are winging from the burning trees. Oh, how do you stop the days, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, this world exploding like the burning trees. Oh, how do you stop the days, the seasons, or which way the wind is blowing? Oh, my love, the world's exploding like the burning trees, like the burning trees, oh, like the burning trees. Now I remember me and Joseph strolling through the park and noticed. Now we're like the burning trees.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Woo!
Fabulous.
Powerful stuff, dude.
Wonderful songs. I'll stand around a Guinness for those two songs. Wonderful. Talk a little bit about you guys and your background and where you came from. You're from New Jersey, but you obviously got some social consciousness and presence. And I love, it was one of my dreams for this thing to bring songs that were about something. And boy, that's a song that needed to be sung, the one you just sang.
Thank you. Well, for me, I've been singing ever since I can remember. I don't remember not singing. And my dad would stand me up on a table, at family functions, said, "Dennis, sing a song." And I'd sing. This is when I was like 2 years old, But when I got to school, to Catholic school, it was a cruel and unusual punishment, getting sent to Catholic school. And then I had Sister Mary Dracula for first grade. And I called her Sister Dracula because she was 7 foot tall and she wore black, had a big cape. And she got me singing, for the class. She found out I could tour-a-lura-lura, and all that stuff. And I had been listening to the Clancy Brothers, my whole life. And so she said, "Why don't you sing for the assembly on Friday?" "Sure, I'll do that." And got out on stage. I thought, I'll give them my best Clancy Brothers song. 6 years old. "I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home."
Love it.
I look over, there's Father Hallisey singing right along with me.
I went to an Irish high school myself, so I kind of know what you're talking about. I was the only Welsh kid. I had a hard time on St. Patty's Day when I wouldn't wear the green, so. Wonderful stuff.
I guess, I didn't know it was folk music listening to the Clancy Brothers. And, I wanted to do those songs and do songs that meant something to me too. So I had to start writing my own Clancy Brothers songs. So that's kind of where I ended up doing this Trip McCool thing. And, Charlene, she's from an Irish family too. The Herdmans, they ran mills in Northern Ireland, right? And where my people came from, it was, it's only 10 miles or so away. But different worlds, the Protestant world and the Catholic world. It's amazing, huh? But that was 200 years ago.
Did you wear one of those sweaters that the Clancys always wear? I always thought, aren't they hot in those sweaters? Those...
Oh, yeah. They go on the Ed Sullivan Show wearing their beautiful Aran sweaters, and it's 110 degrees on stage. They start sweating bullets, and they're doomed to wear those sweaters from there on.
They had to wear the sweaters. Oh, you guys are great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Well, hey, if I could, if you plan on going to lunch or breakfast the next week, why don't you cut that out and take that $30-35 you would have spent and send it to like UNICEF. That'll feed a family for weeks, So I think we'll do that. We'll take what we would have gone to breakfast tomorrow and send it to the Ukraine. Those people need it.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Hear, hear. Wonderful performance, Trip McCool. Just such a treat to hear you. Wow. And now we are going to hear Peter LaCare from Nashua, New Hampshire. And he is a regular at the Hearing Room Tuesday virtual open mic run by Mark Abari. I think it's called that. You could correct me later.
Mark
and
Abari.
Yeah, and Kaylin. And he'd also like to give a shout out to the Songwriters of New Hampshire group, which I say handily, the acronym for that is SONG. It just happens to work, right? Run by Mike Birch and Tammy Jan. So you are on the Open Mic America stage. Let's hear from Peter LaCare.
Well, thank you very much. It's my first time on Open Mic America, and I really appreciate it. And I thank Diane for kind of turning me onto it and recommending me. So it's tough to decide what songs to do. This is a more recent one I've written recently. I guess I kind of wanted to do it because it's an example of a song that took some time to write. It had a couple different versions of it, and I think I settled on something, and we'll see what you guys think. I first saw her in an army base hall, streamers on the ceiling and a disco ball. My friends told me she was out of my league, her in a gown and me in fatigues. Well, next thing I know, moving into her place, I gotta say I have a smile on my face. Her Great Dane is sprawled on the floor, and she's given me one of her bedroom drawers. But she's so different from me. She sees colors I don't see. She listens on frequencies that are new to me. She does those crossword puzzles, spends Sunday morning with a pencil in her hand. She loves those random references to books she's read and travels she's planned. And she's got a record collection of people and songs that I've never heard. She tells me that she's got a surprise, then she drops the needle and closes her eyes. 'Cause she's so different from me. She sees colors I don't see. She listens on frequencies new to me. And I know that one day I'll wake up, and when my deployment is done, I'll open the door to her house, and she'll be reading on the couch. She's so different from me. She sees colors I don't see. She listens on frequencies new to me.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Ah,
So beautiful.
Nice.
That's the first one. And the second one. Go ahead,
Wait a-
echoes.
Let's see. Why is it echoing?
It was just suddenly.
That's better, right?
Okay, yeah. This one was a song kind of different for me. My niece was getting married, and she asked me to do some music for it. I ended up writing a song for their wedding. And it was interesting because I think there were a couple that was very inspiring to me, and I came up with this song. As you walk down the aisle, even though it took a while, seems to me you've opened up your hearts and let the good things in that you need. You've let the good things in that you need. And on a mountainside near the tree line, I see the sun upon the snow. That's where I picture you, both together in the sunshine in the wilds where you go. In the sunshine in the wilds where you go. Because you found something everybody's looking for. You found a way to wrap your arms around the world and each other. There's no other way to go. And on a frozen lake up in Maine, there isn't anyone around but the two of you, with your open hearts and the adventures that you start. The adventures that you start. Yeah, you found something everybody's looking for. You found a way to wrap your arms around the world and each other. There's no other way to go. Yeah, you found something everybody's looking for. You found a way to wrap your arms around the world and each other. There's no other way to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Beautiful.
That couple was darn lucky to have you do
Lucky
that.
niece. Yeah.
Thanks.
Peter, such touching and well-crafted songs and some well-played, well-sung. Talk a little bit about your process. You know, your songs are unique. I'm not hearing any of a type song in what you're playing. So talk a little bit about your process.
It's funny you ask that because I think about that a lot. A lot of times for me, it comes from a certain phrase, and a first verse is always the easiest part. Then the hard part is figuring out where's the song going to go. And that's what I struggle with a lot. And I've gotten a little better at it, but I think that's the piece that makes it challenging. And I think my main message is that I think all of us songwriters know that most good songs take work. It isn't that easy. There's a couple of songs I've written, maybe. There was one a long time ago about a satellite dish on a Winnebago, and that one came to me like so fast, and I had it almost immediately. But just about every other song takes quite a bit of work, and it takes a few iterations of it. And that's why the songwriting group has been excellent for me. I found a group of people like talking about these types of things. And I had a great example. Actually, that first song I played, I found a draft of the first lyrics I had written with some notes from the songwriting group. And it was an entirely different song, really. There was some features of it that are the same that I saved, but it became a much better song, I think, over time.
Do you find sometimes that you start writing a song and all of a sudden the song kind of gets away on you and starts to head off in a direction?
Exactly. Yeah. I think one of the things I've recently started thinking about is making sure it's focused, because I tend to go off in too many different directions. You got to really bring the song back to what, the root of it is. That's challenging stuff.
Thanks so much. Great songs, great sound, singing, playing. Very, very nice. Thanks so much, Peter.
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Sure.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now, kind of sadly, we're at the end of our show. We have Cowboy Rex coming up to take us home. And Cowboy Rex is returning to us, and he runs the Arizona Live Music Cooperative in Phoenix weekly open mic venue, which one day I'd very much like to visit. Cowboy Rex, take us home.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm the caboose. That's okay. That's what it's been all my life. That's good. So these are songs that may have some bearing on the day that we're experiencing right now. It's almost over, but anyway. Standing by a rocky cliffside, over the shimmering sea, rocks and sun and wind and waves bringing ecstasy. High above the blue horizon, clouds are racing by. Little sails are headed home beneath an amber sky. Wind and water, earth and fire, fallen leaves and sand, sharing in their destiny in the master plan, in the master plan. I have a lifelong friend. We've been through it all. Sometimes when I'm feeling down, he somehow knows to call. And we'll share a laugh or two, maybe make some silly plan. By the time we say goodbye, I'll get through the day again. Wind and water, earth and fire, fallen leaves and sand, sharing in their destiny in the master plan, in the master plan. I've heard it said we're made of stardust, universally. If that is the case, then why do we not agree? Are we not a living river flowing endlessly, sharing hope and love and trust in our journey to the sea? Wind and water, earth and fire, fallen leaves and sand, sharing in their destiny in the master plan, in the master plan. Standing in a graveyard, headstones cold and gray, reading names of fallen friends who have sailed away, and standing in Jerusalem in the tomb where Jesus lay. It is empty, save the hope he's coming back one day. Wind and water, earth earth and fire, fallen leaves and sand, sharing in our destiny. In the master plan, in the master plan.
Lovely.
Wow.
So beautiful.
Apologies to Diane, who's heard this more than once, I imagine. Walking down the road one night, just trying to catch a ride, somewhere, anywhere but here, not a tail light in sight. A sudden storm came rolling in, wind and raining all around. In a lightning flash, I saw a man as he stepped out of the cloud. A man who rides on a storm, I thought. Probably no point to run away. The thunder seemed to become his voice. This is what I heard it say. I have left the 99. I seek the one that has been lost. I will find and save my sheep, no matter what the cost. No lost sheep out here, I said. Been here all night and I should know. Then he came close and looked into my eyes, lighting the darkness of my soul. I saw the raging storm that was my life, but I felt peace I'd never had. When he came close, reaching out to me, I saw the nail scars in his hands. Just then the storm was full of light, brake lights flashing in the rain. As I climbed up into the cab, this is the song the trucker's radio was playing. I have left the 99. I seek the one that has been lost. I will find and save my sheep, no matter what the cost. I will find and save my sheep, no matter what the cost.
Wonderful.
Nice. Cowboy.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Great.
what a way to take us out.
Cowboy, I think of your music as cosmic cowboy music, and there's a whole lot of sheep need finding and saving in this world today with all the stuff we're looking at. And we sure appreciate having voices like yours talk about some of that stuff. But you've got quite a show going on back there in Arizona. That's a really big deal. You want to talk about that scene you've got going over there?
Yeah, well, when COVID started to kind of back off, there's a lot of live local music here in Phoenix and in Arizona, and it all just died, and everybody they were just miserable and languishing. And so when it started to back off a little bit last summer, we decided to open up a live venue where people could get together, and we started out in this little room, and the gal that was letting us use it, we had 30 people show up, and she said, "Oh, this is not going to work." so the strip mall that we're in is owned by a church, and she said, "Let's go talk to the church." So they had a room next door to her, and we got to start using that one, and then slowly but surely we're now in the auditorium of the church. So we're having a lot of really good, amazing talent that have shown up, and people from out of town, and just really, really, really fun, and people getting together and enjoying themselves. So that's the main thing, and lots of what I call the healing power of music going on.
Well, you know, the beauty of that is something I feel strongly about is when you put together a show that's not in a commercial place, a noisy restaurant, bar,
Right.
and such. You're in a place that's dedicated to music. You're going to create what I call a musician's open mic, where the people that sing the ballads and the thoughtful songs can come and be heard. And I just think that's great. And your song certainly. You know, it's not the kind of, you don't have the kind of songs where you can get in some noisy bar and people can appreciate.
Right.
But that venue you have over there, and it's certainly a big success. I see it online and everything. Boy, if I get down there anytime soon, I'm sure going to
We'd
come
love
over.
to have you. Any of you guys, if you're in Phoenix and you're here on a Monday, we'll put you on.
And Phoenix is beautiful, a lot to see in the area. You know, you got all kinds of
Just don't come
scenery.
in July and August.
Yeah. Don't come in.
Yeah.
Thanks for being on the show, Cowboy.
Oh,
Would
you
love
know,
having you on
this
here.
is my third time on here, and I just love you guys for doing this.
Well,
This is so great. And everybody that played today was so cool and so good. Incredible.
Thank you so much. Daphne, back to you.
Indeed. Thank you, Cowboy Rex. And thank you, Dave. Let's see. There we go. Just pushing the buttons a little bit here. Wow, what a way to take us home. So thank you, everybody out there listening now. Thank you for being with us. And let's thank our performers quickly, one by one. Just looking at the order on my screen. Cowboy Rex, Trip McCool, Lisa Jeannette, Neil Dale, Diane Battistello, Mike Simpson, Pat Buckna, Peter LaCare, John Stano, and Kirby Heard. You were all wonderful. Yay.
Thanks
Wonderful.
for having us.
Wonderful for each other. And thank you, Capo Dave Williams, not only for all the interviews, but for founding this and for working tirelessly behind the scenes to make it all possible. Now remember to check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to everyone's work. And if you like the show, spread the word. Don't keep it a secret. Tell people. You can download and print your own posters and hang them somewhere where people can see. You can make t-shirts using logos that you can find on our website and the like. And please check out your local open mics. They will also be on the website and you'll be able to see the list there. Our next show will be May 1st, so stay tuned for the next full lineup. And now, sadly, it's time to say goodbye. So everybody start waving. This is a bit of a process. Say goodbye, and we're going to roll the credits and see everybody on May 1st.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.